I am so excited for today's morning mindset call. So every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, if you guys are new here, I do a morning mindset call. And right now we are in the middle of a series. Feel like a pastor. We're in the middle of a series talking about the 12 laws of the universe. Before I left to California, we talked about the law of vibration. And today we are going to talk about the law of oneness. And if you guys are not familiar with the universal laws, they work and they govern they work in our everyday lives, and they govern our lives from our relationships to our finances. And I think the most popular one, in my opinion, is the law of attraction. But there are so many other laws. There's 11 other laws besides the law of attraction. And, the law of attraction basically states that whatever we communicate to the universe through thoughts and emotions starts to dictate what we get back. And whether you believe it or not, it is working every single day. We reap what we sow. And today we're going to talk about the law of divine oneness, a very powerful and important law. But I want to do something new today, since we're all starting off our morning together. I want to set an intention for all of us today. So I'm going to pick a random card from this deck, and it's going to set an intention for all of us. And it's an intention that all of us can share together. And today's intention is, I am abundant. I know that money flows to me freely when I pursue my passions. On point for today's lesson, or today's mindset motivation that we're going to be talking about together. I am abundant. Can someone type that in the chat? I like that. Raylene, Ray. I'm just going to call you Ray. I am abundant. I know that money flows to me freely when I pursue my passions. And this is such a good card. Nothing happens by coincidence. This is talking about exactly what we're going to talk about today. So we are abundant. There's so much for all of us, so much success for all of us. There's enough money for all of us. There's enough of everything for all of us to enjoy. And today we're talking about the law of divine oneness. And this basically states that everything is connected. Okay, so those who believe that, everything seen and unseen is connected. All right, that's what the law of oneness is talking about. It's talking about that everything seen and unseen is connected. We are all one. So if you think about, the hippies that have been telling us that we are all one, I believe that, they're correct. And we are all connected to the source of all things. That's what the law of divine oneness is stating. We are all connected to the source of all things, whether you believe in God, the universe, whatever you believe in, we are all connected to the law, to the source of all things. We are all spiritually connected to one another. So this call might be a little woo, but just hear me out. Just, if you don't believe in everything that I'm saying, I want to invite you to just opening up the idea of, maybe this is true. I believe that it is true. Maybe you are someone that believes that we are born coincidentally. We're just here to work. We are just here to, live our lives every single day, working, coming home, recreating, and then that's it. But I believe that there is more to that. And because we are all connected and spiritually connected to one another, I think that we should all just be a little nicer to each other. And, we're all linked electronically. We're all here together virtually, and we're all linked electronically. And sometimes we miss that connection, that all of us are actually connected. And, we see other universal connections, like, the moon with the ocean tides, the clouds with the rain. But sometimes we miss and don't acknowledge the oneness that is all of us. So we don't understand that, everything we do and everything we say, think, or feel affects the collective consciousness, which is all of us. And when I look at this, when I was, listening to this last night and reading up on it, it reminded me of when I first started my business. And when I first started my business, in our industry, they give us a lot of, personal development. And I've never been a part of anything like this, where an industry just wants you to better yourself so that you could better your business. And the more that you become a higher version of yourself, the better your business will become. And I truly believe that. And when I started believing in myself, it allowed other people to believe in themselves and allowed me to believe in other people. And me believing in myself created a whole group and a whole organization of people that were believing in themselves. And it's because we are all connected. So if you guys are working with a team, or if you're constantly with a group of people every day, when you start to become aware that everything you do connects to everything that they do, you will start to use the law of divine oneness to your favor. And sometimes they don't work in your favor. So I want you guys to think about this. Everything in the universe is energy, from people to cats to dogs to plants. Every object is an energy. Everything made up of matter is energy. Even, sometimes not sometimes, even solid objects, right? This doesn't look like it's made of energy, but this is made of energy. And when we talked about the law of vibration, it states that everything is just vibrating at different rates. So even solid objects aren't even solid objects. It's just the way that they are vibrating and how we're vibrating to see that. Super woo. But things, they feel, look, and sound and taste differently because we are all moving at different vibrational frequencies. And everything is constantly just vibrating at different rates. And we, start to look at things like, wow, everything is just energy. And, if you guys think about it, I've thought about this for a lot, which is led me towards Jesus and God in my spiritual life. But we are all eternal spirits living out a human experience. I truly believe that. And we're going to get very woo in this talk today. But I invite you guys to believe that we are all eternal spirits living out temporary existences in physical human bodies. All right. And it is pretty crazy. It's just a deep talk that we are going to get into, but it is also science. Someone wrote on here today, it's not woo, it's science. And it's true. There's science to back up all of this stuff. And it's said, there's a theory about this. It said that before we were born into these bodies, when we were spirit energy, we chose to be here at this time as these physical beings in order to fulfill a purpose. Like said, there's a theory that said that we've even chose our parents. And it's so crazy because last night, or I should say this morning, I had a dream about my grandma, and my grandma passed not too long ago. And I've been having like a few frequent dreams with her, and my phone actually didn't turn on for some reason. Like I plugged it last night. The comment section on TikTok can really keep you up at night. So I was like going through TikTok. I like to get some inspiration there late at night. That's when my creativity starts to flow. And when I was on TikTok, my phone died. So I plugged it in and then I went to bed, and it never like turned on. Sometimes how you like plug in your phone and it's charging, but it just doesn't turn on. Excuse me, that happened. And I was having a dream hanging out with my grandma on a boat. And all of a sudden, like I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, morning mindset. And it was like 8:48. And I was like, okay, I need to get coffee. We need to do this at 9:30. But it's so crazy because I believe like my grandma was like, girl, you got to wake up. And gave me that little like alarm clock because my phone turned off. But I truly believe in little instances like that. And it's so beautiful to see because it gives you a little more clarity that we're not just here to live, recreate, go to work and die. It gives us clarity that there's a reason why we are here. And it was the intention of each and every one of us to fulfill a specific life purpose. And if we can open up our minds a little bit and to believe in things that we can't see, right? The wind, you can't see it, it's there. Wi-Fi, you can't see it, it's there. And if all of this is true, if this theory is true, if before we were born into these bodies, when we were spirit energy, if we chose to be here at this specific time as these beings in order to fulfill a specific purpose, then like it makes sense that all of us are here to do something. It was the intention for each and every one of us to fulfill a specific life purpose, which is why we are here. And that should make you so excited every single morning, you know, and shows you that it's a miracle that we are here and we have a purpose to fulfill. But as humans, we've manifested ourselves here onto this planet as intelligent human beings. We've also absorbed some negative programming that has clouded, you know, our pure beliefs and causes us to go into the wrong direction, which also another word for that, the enemy, right? So if you're not feeling great about your life, it's because you're going in the wrong direction of where your inner or higher self was meant to go. And awareness is the number one thing. And if we are aware that this is a thing, and if we're not feeling right, we know that we're not just sad, we're not just depressed, we're not just, you know, useless. It's because we're not going in the direction of our purpose that our inner self, our higher self, our spiritual self wants us to go. And it gives us that kind of alarm of, okay, I'm not happy. Unhappiness is the alarm of the emotion of telling you that you are not doing what you are supposed to be doing, what you are meant to be doing. Sometimes, you know, feeling lazy, I believe the feeling of being lazy comes from not pursuing what your purpose is. I was never like excited and amped up and fulfilled to go and serve tables. I was never fulfilled to go and take, you know, food orders, put it in. I would go to work like, oh my gosh, I have to do this again. I would get out of work like, oh my gosh, I have to do this tomorrow. And now that I've found my business and my passion, and I'm using, you know, Monate as my vehicle to help more people to do what I know I was born to do, I'm excited to do my life's work. I get off of my work calls like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait for the next 5 years. I am so grateful that I am following what I'm supposed to be doing. And the beauty of the business that I'm in, it's like any goal that you have, any dream you want to pursue, this is a vehicle that shapes any destiny, that shapes anything that anyone wants to do, whether you want to be a karate instructor, whether you want to go and be like a teacher, whether you want to go and, you know, travel to Machu Picchu and create a nonprofit. Like network marketing has become that vehicle that allows people to pursue their dreams. And I always say that this is such a magical industry because following these 12 laws of the universe will make you more successful in your business if you are aware of them and use it to its highest potential. I encourage you, what we're going to talk about over the next 12 weeks, maybe a little more, because I have a Vegas trip coming up. But if you really use it to your highest potential and just believe in it for the next month or two and practice it as if it were real, the results that you get are going to be so different than, you know, if you're living outside of it. Your results are going to make you believe in everything that I'm talking about. I'm sitting here talking to you guys about this because it's changed my life. And I want to remind you guys, we are all special. And I think, you know, the 12 laws of the universe, the law of oneness, all this stuff that I'm talking about, it gets blown off and it gets ignored because of skeptics that just believe that no one is special, that we're here coincidentally, and that we're just supposed to get jobs, have kids, and die. And I just refuse to believe that. Like everything is made so perfectly and everything connects. Like I've seen everything just connect with everything. We're not here by coincidence, and we all have a purpose. I believe that we are all linked together. And I honestly think it's arrogant to think, that you're not special. Some people think that people are arrogant because they think they're, so special. And I refuse to believe that. I believe that it's arrogant to think that you're not special. So how does this affect all of us? And why is this important? I want you guys to think about when someone is in a low vibrational state and they decide to let their anger get the best of them. All right. And then, someone wakes up on the wrong side of the bed. They check their phone first thing in the morning. They got a text from a guy that they've been waiting for him to respond all night. He responds in the morning with something that they did not want to see. Now she's going to go to Starbucks. She's in a low vibrational state, decided to let her anger get the best of them. She goes and this is funny because I wrote this last night, and I wrote and I said, the Starbucks barista, she goes to Starbucks and gets mad about them not having almond milk. Guess whose Starbucks didn't have almond milk this morning? They didn't have almond milk this morning when I went to go get my espresso. And if someone's in a low vibrational state, they go to Starbucks, they don't have the almond milk that they need. And then this lady starts yelling at the barista. All right, what's going to happen? Now the barista's pissed because this lady's entitled to her oat milk. And now the barista's days started off on a sour note. Now she's irritated with the customers. And then it's a ripple effect of bad vibrations running wild throughout Starbucks downstairs at Brickell. And then it's carried out into the world, right? Thank God I do my personal development. All I did was ask for oat milk instead. But, the world, it carries a vibrational state, a low vibrational state, I feel like right now, because of our programming and our conditioning. And I believe that awareness is power, and we all affect each other in more ways than we know, which is why I love doing these morning mindset calls, because it starts me off on a high vibrational state, and I could share it with 200 of you for all of you to start your day off in a vibrational state. And it's not just affecting the 200 of us here to start our day off on a positive note, but it goes out into the world, changing, everyone else's day that you guys come in contact with. Maybe you go and smile at other people that you didn't smile at yesterday. And when you have this awareness, it makes you realize that you do matter. Your voice does matter. You can make a difference in so many people's lives just by starting with one person, because that ripples off into the world. Awareness is power, and we all affect each other in more ways than we know. It's like, think about why it's hard to keep long-lasting relationships. How often do you hear someone say, yeah, my parents are still together. It's been 50 years. It's been 45 years. I don't hear that more than I hear my parents are divorced. I hear my parents are divorced more often than, yes, my parents are still together. Right. And it's like, oh my gosh, wow, your parents are still together. It's like a surprise to hear that people have been able to stay together for a long period of time. And I think it's hard now to keep longer lasting relationships, friendships, marriages, boyfriend, girlfriend, because we forget about the connection that we have with one another. We start to forget about our purpose. We start to get lost, and we become clouded and angry and frustrated that we aren't getting what we want out of life. And then we don't think about other people like we should. I want to remind all of you today, what we say and what we do affects everyone around us. Maybe you're in a space where you feel like, oh, nothing I do matters. No one notices me. People notice you, and what you say and what you do affects everyone around you, including, people that get into relationships that they shouldn't be in. And then that's going to further detour, us from our purpose, being in those relationships. And we don't acknowledge it. We just think we need to be in a relationship because that's what everybody does. I don't know about you guys, but I've seen so many people give up so many good opportunities because of their spouse. Because of the toxic relationship that people have with one another, like the control people try to have over one another. And when you're with the wrong person and when you're in wrong relationships, even toxic friendships, right? We start to attract people that are also confused and frustrated, because you're confused and frustrated. If you're in a toxic relationship, from friendships to family members to relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, you're going to be frustrated and confused. If you're not happy in that relationship and you're still staying in it, the vibration isn't going to be right. And then it's going to deter you from your purpose. And then we attract other people that are confused and frustrated. And then you're feeding off of each other's energy. And then, you don't realize it doesn't just affect you two, but everyone that you come into contact with. I don't know if you guys have ever been in a friend group where one person's toxic and then you meet the rest of their friends. You're like, oh my gosh, all of you are like this, and you're like, I need to find a new friend group. But it's so true. I've seen this happen throughout my, last 8 years in my 20s. And it's because we are all connected. And if we realize that we are all connected through one source, the easier it's going to be for all of us to coexist together. So I wanted to get all of us together today, talk about the law of oneness, because if you can be aware that everything that you say and do is connected to everyone else that comes into contact with you, maybe you can't show up positive for yourself. I encourage you to show up positive for the people that you're going to come into contact with. For that mom that might be dealing with postpartum, having a hard time at the grocery store, maybe you'll be a little, happier. Say hello, give a compliment, because that's going to vibrate. She's going to get happy. She's going to vibrate that off when she gets home to her husband. Your positive note to her could change her whole entire marriage. Maybe when you decide to leave a little earlier to your appointment so you don't have road rage and you don't flip off the person that cuts you off because they have to run to the hospital because their sister's giving birth. You look at things, it'll help you look at things in a different perspective. And everything else around you will start to change. So today I want us to start off the week knowing that we are here for a purpose. We are all connected for a reason. Money's going to flow to us freely when we pursue our passions. And if we're not feeling good about something, it's because we're not following the passion that we're supposed to be following. And I'm not telling you guys to go and, pick a whole bunch of different things to start doing. If you're in the industry that I'm in, if you're not feeling good about where you are right now, you haven't found your purpose yet. And I want you to know you will find your purpose. It's taken me a year and a half. I did this for a side hustle, for gas at first. And it took me peeling off layers, reading books, studying myself to realize my purpose and my mission is to bring out the power in other women around the world that have not been able to feel the power that they have inside of them. And it took me a while to realize that I'm not just selling beauty products. I'm not just selling shampoo and conditioner. I'm making people feel good about the products that they use, finding confidence within themselves to bring out the power within themselves. And it's a beauty that I could do it through this vehicle of an industry that we have. So whatever your purpose is, use this industry as your vehicle to go out and achieve it. I encourage you guys, do not lower your dream. Perfect the skills that you need to perfect to achieve your dream. Do not downgrade your dream because the skills are too hard. It's just practice. How did you get good? Practice. Everything is practice, the right practice over time. So thank you guys for spending your Monday with me. We're going to go out into the world and vibrate on a high frequency so we can go change some lives just by smiling, saying hello, giving a compliment. We are all connected, and all of us showing up together, all of us having that high energy, it's going to lift up all of us because one rising tide lifts all ships. A lot of you are asking about the affirmation deck that I got. It's literally less than $20 on Amazon. My yoga teacher passes these out every morning. And look at that perfect example. We are all connected. My yoga teacher is connected to all of you guys, because if I didn't go to that yoga class and if she didn't hand out these cards, I wouldn't be here having these affirmations with you guys today. So remember, today's affirmation, today's intention, we are abundant. And we know that money flows to us freely when we pursue our passions, okay? And again, this is the Dreamers deck. If you type in the Dreamers deck on Amazon, you will see a bunch of these. You can even type in affirmation card deck, and there's going to be a bunch that you can choose from. So I am so grateful. We are going to close out in prayer because you guys know I love Jesus, I love God, and we are all connected to that one source. So we can all bow our heads and we'll raise our vibrations and our prayers to the Lord. Father God, thank you so much for bringing all of us together today. I pray that you give everyone the vision to see the purpose that you have for them, God. I pray that you give us the love and the kindness that we need to go put out into the world, because we are all connected to the one source that is you. And if there's anyone out there that could give us the success that we want to see and the purpose that we want to fulfill, it is you, God. And we are so grateful for you. Thank you so much for waking us up this morning and giving us a purpose and giving us a vision and allowing us to start our day together, God. We are so grateful for you. You are the King of all kings, and you are going to make our day and the rest of our week so great. And I am so in love with you. In Jesus' name, amen. We are going to have the best day ever. Thank you guys for allowing me to spend this morning with you. I do not take it lightly. This is something that I am very passionate about, and I cannot wait to see you guys on Wednesday. And every Friday we do a Q&A. So I'll see you guys on Wednesday. And then if there's any questions that you guys have for me, you can go ahead and write them down, save them for Friday. The recording will be posted on my IG Live for sure. This is actually a really good one. So I am going to upload this to my YouTube channel on Life with Kat. My podcast is also Life with Kat. You guys can follow me on Instagram at Kat from Kauai. If you guys enjoyed this morning mindset, I have a Telegram chat for everyone to be a part of, whether you are part of my organization or not. I want to pour into you. I want to help change your life so you can change others' lives. You can click the link in my bio, tap on Legendary Morning. Make sure you have Telegram downloaded and you can join in on that chat for live updates, because sometimes I do travel and I do not do these when I am traveling. But I love you guys, and I will see you on the next huddle. What a great morning.